Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at these Nylavee computer speakers. So these were provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase some of these, I'll put a link to them in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So here we see on the side it says 3 RGB lighting modes. It has 2 EQ modes, bass and balance. It has 2 connection options. It has Bluetooth or wired, and this is USB powered. Here in the back it says change lighting modes. Tap the LED touch point once, turn on off the LED, hold the LED touch point for 2 seconds. Power on, you hold the power button for 2 seconds. To power it off, you hold it for 5 seconds. To pause play, you press once. To switch to wireless aux in mode, press once. To disconnect, hold for 5 seconds, or that would be the next button here. Switch EQ mode, press once. And then we have the 3.5mm aux jack. When it's in wireless pairing mode, the light will flash red and blue. Here are the specs. It's USB powered, no built-in battery, but since these are USB powered, you can easily power these from a battery pack. So you could use one of those battery packs you use to charge a phone, you could use a power outlet, you could use a power station, you could plug it into a computer. There are many options for powering this. The power input is 5 volts at 2 amps max, and then this talks about the modes we've already talked about. The speaker units has 2 tweeters, 2 woofers, and 2 diaphragms. So let's get this open. So one thing I'll say about this package already is it's pretty heavy. So I'm guessing these speakers weigh a decent amount. Yeah, they have some heft to them. I like that. We do have a user manual here. I'm guessing this is going to have most of what we saw on the outside of the box. Here are the button controls. You can pause and read through that if you want to see anything specific. So I'm going to get these out and then we may reference back to that if we need to. So here are the speakers. These have a real nice look to them. They're black and it has lights here. So if you have the lights off, it has a more, say, I don't know, formal look, I guess you'd say. But then if you want, you can turn it into your gaming or party mode. So we have a driver here and here. On the back we have this diaphragm. The wires are permanently connected into the speakers. Get this wire disconnected. So if you're hooking this up to a PC, I would probably use the wired mode. Wired can give you less latency. So if you want less latency, that's something to consider. Now if you're using this, like say, in a pool area or a game room or something, you're just listening to music, you could use wired or wireless. It's not going to be as big of an issue because latency isn't an issue when you're just listening to music. So the distance of the wire that connects the 2 speakers is 46 inches. The power cable is around 55 inches. Comes with an auxiliary cable for connecting up, and this cable is 5 feet. And this does have a straight end and a right angled end. So that's going to plug in here, and the other end will plug into your computer or other device. So let's get these powered up. I'm just going to be plugging these into a USB charger for now because it's what I have handy, but you could plug these into a computer or phone charger. So they're drawing around 0 amps just plugged in. Let's turn these on. I'll hold down the power button. It just made a sound starting up. Now we're drawing 0.21 amps. So I'm going to connect this up to my iPad. I'll go into the Bluetooth settings. I'll press the M button for mode. Okay. Now these lights are flashing blue and red. So we should see that pop up here. So it says the SK600. Tap that. Okay, it beeped, meaning it's connected. And these do say left and right on the back, so I have them in the right orientation. I'll start some music up. Okay, so I can adjust the volume here with my iPad. I can also use this knob. So I like having the knob there. So say you're doing something, listening to some music, someone comes in to talk to you. You can turn this down real quick. You don't have to go into an app or hit a tiny little button on the side of the device. You can just turn the knob. So that's full volume there. That's not distorted at all. This is full volume with Bluetooth. It could be a little different with the auxiliary cable. Let me go to a different track. So there's a track with a little more bass on it. So let's change the EQ mode, which is this music button.
Bass mode.
So this is the bass mode. Now I don't know how well this is going to come through on my microphone, but this is the bass mode.
Balance mode.
And this is the balance mode. So you can definitely tell there's a little more bass in the bass mode. Let's go back to bass mode.
Bass mode.
You can see the diagram on the back of this going up and down in bass mode. So let's switch to wired mode. I'll press the M button. Now I can play this music. Okay, that sounds nice also. So let's check out the lighting modes. I'll turn these lights off here. So that's going to be the button on the top. Okay, so there's one lighting mode. So I turned the lighting mode off. I'll turn it on by holding this down for 2 seconds. So here's one lighting mode. Tap it again. Here's another lighting mode. So this is a slower fade kind of mode. Tap it again. And this one is dancing to the music. Okay, so I just did a test where I turned it up and I looked at the amps it was drawing with some decent bass going, and it was 1.27. I don't know if that's the actual max, but I don't know if it's going to hit 2 amps. So that's something to consider if you plug this into, say, a portable power bank or something, is it may not be drawing the whole 2 amps that it could. It may be drawing less, so you get a little bit more battery life out of your battery if you're doing it that way. So those are the Nylavee computer speakers. I really like the modern look of these. When the lights are off, you can barely see the lights here. So if you're not into the lights, you turn them off, you don't see them, you barely know that you even have lights on them. But if you're having a party or doing some gaming and you want those lights on, you can hit that button and then turn the lights on, and they look really nice. I like the effects that have on them, but I don't think they're too distracting either. I really like that this has a volume knob on it, so you can easily change the volume. I find knobs to be much quicker than other ways to change volume, and the controls on this were also very easy to use on the side here for turning it on, off, pairing. So I think these would be very versatile speakers. You could use these on a PC, but then say later you're having a little party on your patio, you could unplug this from your computer, take it out, connect it up to your phone with the Bluetooth, and you can play some music on it. And then when the weekend's over, you can easily put this back on your desk. I thought the sound out of these sounded good. They're certainly limited on this size of speaker on how much sound you can actually get out of it, but the sound that came out of it sounded really good. It wasn't distorted or anything, and it held up to the bass. You're obviously not going to feel this in your chest with speakers this size, but it didn't distort when it was at full volume. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.